Hello and welcome to today's training on using Trello as a project management tool and weekly task list. I am your host, Shi Chen, and I am a leadership and success coach for women in business. I love helping entrepreneurial ladies really pursue their God-given dreams and equip them with the leadership skills and productivity tools to be able to make those dreams happen. So today I'm going to share with you one of my favorite online tools called Trello. It is free and fun and flexible and visual way to be able to kind of capture all of your ideas in one place, create systems and processes, and also create a to-do list so you can get things done. So if you're anything like me and before I used Trello, I actually used a bunch of different paper products. So I've used planners and Laura Casey's power sheets for goal setting and journals to capture all of my ideas. And I had things all over the place. I used different things for different reasons, and it wasn't productive ultimately because I was doing things twice and I had things just everywhere. So instead, I wanted to kind of streamline everything and just use one really comprehensive tool to be able to capture all that I need and all in one place. And that's Trello. So I'll go ahead and jump right into today's training. And so my purpose today for you is to be able to just kind of show you how I use it, and hopefully it'll kind of give you some insight into some tips or some tricks that you are able to then take and apply it to your own business. So let's go ahead and get started. If you want to go to Trello.com and sign up for a free account, you can go ahead and do so. And then this is what comes up first as your home page. So the way Trello works is it's like an online bulletin board. And so all of these different things are my different boards. So today I'm going to show you my weekly planner. So again, this is a big board, and then they have smaller sections called lists. So I like to think of lists as like if this is the board, your list is like your post-it notes that you put on your bulletin boards. And then underneath that, on your lists, they have cards. And so this is really flexible, and your cards, you're able to do a lot of different things in it, like add a description, you can share with team members, create checklists if you have things that you have to do over and over again, checklists, due dates, and you can even add different attachments like pictures, files, and links, and stuff like that too. So let me go ahead and show you how I use it in action, and then you can actually see how we can use those things. So for project management, I like to apply Todd Herman's 90-day year principles, and he is a really big mental toughness coach. So he talks all about productivity in the ways that really focusing on one big thing at one time so you can do it well. Because if you get distracted, you kind of lose a lot of time. So for me, I like to start with each month having a big theme or focus. And so all of my projects, all of my tasks lists will fall under that theme so that I know that it's aligned and I know that I'm actually working on things that matter. So for example, this month's focus is all about visibility. So ways that I can use my expertise and experience to share with other people and build trust with the people that matter, like prospects, peers, and clients. So this month, it's all about visibility. And then underneath the months, I can create what Todd likes to call 2-week sprints or projects. So these are things, again, that I can do that maybe take up more tasks, but will really fall under the category of what my theme is. So for example, visibility, in order for me to do that, I can write free guest posts. I can do a guest expert training for a mastermind that my friend is running. And I can also partner with another coach and do a masterclass collaboration. So again, board, list, card. And then I can, so then what I like to do after I have the month's focus is for that week, I tend to just choose maybe one project to focus on. And so I create a new list, and this week I'm going to focus on writing guest posts. And a lot of times when people are writing their to-do lists, people tend to write these really huge, lofty tasks that are really hard to take action on just because they're just like way too big, they're not specific enough, and you don't know. It just kind of feels overwhelming because it's actually a huge project instead of a small doable tasks. So I like to then create a card that includes a task and break down my projects into different tasks so that actually each one of those things are things that I can do in like a 20-minute period or an hour period, however much time I have to dedicate to working on that project that day. So if you can see, writing guest posts is actually a bigger project, but if I break it down to smaller steps like doing the research, picking the topic, pitching, then actually, like writing out the outline and content, it's actually really easy to do. And then you can see here, I then create a list for every single day of the week, Sunday through Saturday. And so then it becomes really easy because, say, on Monday, I can move these things around and I know exactly what I can work on for that day. So let's say Monday, I really just want to do my research. Cool, let's go ahead and dig into the cards too. Do my research. I can actually add description and more content. So maybe after I do my research, I can use my card and say, and actually get my research done. So let's say I have a guest posting on the Well Studio, and my contact info I could put here. Contact and sprinkle. Okay. And then I could add my team members. I don't have team members, but say if I wanted somebody to review it, or I wanted somebody else, like a VA, to actually do that research, I can add them here so they can do the task. Labels. These are the different types of task lists I like to break down into different categories. So like this one will actually be blogging, social media. Checklist. Again, if it's something that I do all the time, I can create a checklist and do it over and over again. And due date, let's see, I want to do it by the end of the week. Okay, so it attaches to a due date, and then you can actually look at it on the calendar. And maybe attachment, maybe I have the link to the blog that I want to do. And you can also add pictures and stuff as well. Okay. And then actions are just things you can do with the cards. I can move it to a different list. I can copy it if I want to do it over again. Subscribe, I guess when you can subscribe to it, so if somebody else changes it, you'll get notified of what those changes are. And archive just kind of means it goes away, like deleting it, but you always have access to it if you go back to the archives. Cool. And so it becomes really, really simple to be able to kind of see on Monday, this is what I have going on in terms of working on my projects. And then when I'm done with it, put it over to the done list, and then I can archive it. And I am all done. So another way that I incorporate Todd Herman's productivity principles is also I have theme days, which means on different days I have a specific focus on those days as well. So on Mondays, I typically take my coaching calls. On Thursdays as well, I typically take coaching calls as well. Tuesdays are more of my projects. So anytime I have a collaboration or things like what I just showed you, Tuesdays I tend to do those on Tuesdays. Wednesdays I stay for education and training, so I usually meet with my coach then, or if I'm enrolled in like an e-course, I like to take Wednesdays and do that. And Fridays for me are like my content creation days and connection. So if I want to have a coffee date with somebody, I usually say that for Fridays. So having theme days has been really helpful too, because you have a lot of things going on, and if you're able to kind of, again, pick one focus for the day and kind of knock those things out, it not only helps you to plan, but it also helps you to just create a sense of routine and things like that as well. So again, let's see. So again, you could move these around, and let's say, so then the next day on Tuesday, I'm going to work on my project, and I'm going to move these things here. So it's easy for me to kind of, I can like reorganize things, I can move things around to prioritize it, and you know what, to be honest, some days I don't get to the things I need to do, so that's okay. At the end of the day, I'll archive the things that I have done, and then I will actually create my list for the next day. So maybe on Wednesdays I need to meet with my coach as well. Okay, cool. And then every Friday, I'll show you this too. So every Friday, if you have some sort of like routine or things that you always do and you want to keep track of, my weekly wrap-up is just administrative tasks that I want to do, like making sure I send out thank you notes, making sure I log my coach hours into my ICF training, things like that. Just a good reminder if it's something that you do all the time, to just kind of create a big recurring sticky note to be able to do that. Cool. So that is how I use Trello as a project management and weekly tool. I mean, here's some fun stuff. You can change the color of the background. There are ways to power up, so really using calendar. I think you can also attach it to different different tools, like I think like your email provider and your email provider and your calendar and things like that as well. And if you wanted to check out your archive items, you can do that. You can do that here. And if you did want to upgrade, I believe it is $5 a month to be able to have more data, like more, just like the ability to upload more data and to be able to share more among team members. But I've been using the free version for a while, and it has been enough for me. Okay, so I hope that was helpful for you. Again, you feel free to use it however you want to. Let me come back and show you some of the other boards that I have, just so you can have an idea. So I also use that as a content calendar, which I can make in a different training. I also keep track of all of my business processes, so that if I want to hire a VA later on, I'll be able to kind of show her the ropes in that way. So if you like what you saw, feel free to find out more and visit my website at shechencoaching.com. I'll type it in here, shechencoaching.com, or connect with me online at shechencoaching on Instagram and Facebook as well. I hope that this was helpful for you, and that this is one way that you can use Trello to be a lot more productive and streamlined in your business, so you can get a lot more things done. I hope you have a great day. Bye.